What is up, everyone? I'm Jeff London. This is the Mediocre Alaskan Podcast, where we are intolerant of weak-minded attitudes that keep people from pursuing new and exciting things in the areas of fitness, outdoors, and general lifestyle. Talking with my buddy Rob Buckingham today. He and I grew up together, went to high school together in Cloac. He went down to Montana, lived there after high school. And he recently moved back to Ketchikan, built a house, is now owner of Buckingham Flooring here in Ketchikan. And we're going to talk March Madness and boat fires. And that's coming up next. Episode 31, Mediocre Alaskan Podcast.
Yeah, all you got to do is just talk basketball. That's all you do this time of year.
But yeah, that's always the...
You just get so disappointed every year. You follow a team, and if you really follow a team, you're going to lose. Your team's not going to win.
One team wins in the end.
Yeah. And Arizona's really bad because there's a taste of it. There's the chance to get to the Final Four. Been to a couple. Won one championship, and then some Elite Eights. There's like 10 or 12 Elite Eights or something like that. So you haven't been following it. You didn't follow day one yesterday. What were you doing?
Yeah, so I went to Jackpot, Nevada to see Mandy's sister.
Oh, yeah.
And she timed it, so we flew home on Thursday. And
Gotcha.
I would say this is the first year in maybe 15 years that I didn't take the 2 days off work, sit in front of 4 laptops, and
just
watch every single minute.
Yeah. I used to be super, super into it. And I like watching the games now, but a day like today, man, I feel bad being inside. It is sunny.
Nice out there.
There's a little chill in the air, but, man, it's real nice.
It's better to either do it 100% or maybe not care. You can't watch like a half a game and leave before it's over.
No, yeah, I watched the last bit of the Miami game. The guy hit the 3 points. The guy missed the free throw.
Well, Arizona would have been an upset.
That's a massive, yeah. Well, I don't know. They're a 4 seed. So the 5-12 happens all the time, but that 4-13, you wonder if the NCAA was kind of upset about Arizona being able to, still play, and so you know what, we're gonna get you this really bad matchup, and Buffalo had been getting votes for the top 25.
Well, it makes Arizona
let's get.
It made the NCAA look bad then, which they don't like.
Well, but they get their upset. They get their money from it's an exciting tournament, upsets galore, because that's what people want to see. And then if one of the teams that gets upset happens to be the team that had all the controversy, yeah. If I was a conspiracy theorist when it came to that, I would probably say that's true.
Well, I was laughing because I saw that Jay Billis was just crying tears about, they put Arizona in with, was it Villanova?
Yeah.
And he just thought,
Virginia.
Yeah, not fair. And I was like, man, let it play out. You know? You can't analyze it and see here they get beat. So now they did.
Yeah, it was. They were saying that that bracket was so tough because Virginia's in there,
right,
and Arizona's in there, Kentucky's in there, just a ton of really good teams. But
I'm sure his brackets are on record, but I'd love to just pit Jay Billis's brackets over the last 15 years against the average man's. There's no chance he's any better.
No. He knows a lot more about basketball, but as far as you can't pick these teams, you can't. Few teams in the country would have beaten Buffalo. They hit 15 threes.
Sure.
And when you're just hitting threes like that, that's when these upsets happen. That's because right off the front. But it's just that's what happens.
The refs might have blown it.
They missed it.
That guy's awful.
They missed one against Arizona. I mean, it didn't really matter. It wasn't a 22-point error, but it's.
Well, that gives us a fun team to watch tomorrow, Buffalo. Then I'll
Well, and I hate Kentucky, and so watching Buffalo against Kentucky.
Take Kentucky next.
That'd be so nice.
Or looked at it.
Yeah.
So didn't Kentucky barely survive, or they were neck and neck at halftime? I was only looking at the airport.
Who did they play? They played
small. I mean, they were a 5 seed down there.
Let me get on the old internets here. Who did they play? Yeah, they were playing a team that looked like they may have been able to pull an upset.
So when I left this morning, there was a 2:15 that was
Lipscomb. Lipscomb is up on North Carolina.
Oh, that's not even the one I was talking about. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, Cincinnati was playing some. They sort of pull away a little bit, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, you look at all with all the one and dones. Some of those mid-major teams that have seniors and experience, sometimes they can be really good. However, Arizona had their point guard senior, but not.
Oh, sure.
He's just kind of small, but I mean, he's a good player, but he's got outplayed by those other bigger guards.
Anyway. Yeah, I love it when the 9 or 10 seed, gets close.
Yeah, that nine over the 1 in the second round that almost never happens. The 8-9 game, you're just going to get waxed. But when it doesn't happen, it's kind of fun. You get that 1 seed that's doesn't shoot well, and then there's nothing you can do. And that's when Duke lost to Lehigh. And like, well, who's Lehigh? But they had Jared McCollum, and
has Duke lost to Lehigh twice? Is 2-15s or Duke's taking a couple of early outs?
Yeah, they were the team that never did the early outs, but they had a couple early outs, and all of a sudden, Duke's choked. Well, they don't. I mean, they had that long run of going. It was like 16 years in a row of getting to the Sweet 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But when you're a higher seed, it's set up for you to do that. So all you got to do is just be prepared for that first weekend, because they never were going in as a 10 seed. They were always going in as a 2, 3, or a 1 seed.
Yeah.
So you get the inside track there, but you still gotta do it.
I'm a little more surprised that the 16s haven't won, and that
it's getting close. It's going to happen.
They're just all the same age. Even if one team has better athletes, it seems like.
Yeah,
they're all good athletes to get to that. To play for Lehigh, you've got to be a good basketball player.
Yeah, and that's if they, all it takes is one team that's supposed to be a 16 or supposed to be a 15, but gets seeded as a 16 because they don't. Well, not really sure. Let's put them as one of the 16s, and then that happens, or a team gets hot.
Yeah.
Just watching this.
Even I can make a 3-pointer.
Which is tossed it. It was funny. I was thinking back to, we just had regions last week, to like our last, because that was my last regions were here in Ketchikan. We lost to Hoona. That was the last time I ever played high school basketball. Lost to Hoona. Yours was in Juneau.
Yeah, you're right. And then maybe the year before that was back in Ketchikan.
Yeah. It was funny. Well, not really funny. But, we're up there in Juneau last year getting housed, and we stayed in that closet at the end of in the gym. Remember that? There's like an old closet, like a coach's room, and we were all on the floor in there.
Yes, absolutely.
And we had to like put Tetris together to get us in there.
Yeah.
And we played Angoon, I think, in the first round, and they were like undefeated, and it was really close going into the fourth, but they were just better than us.
Oh, wow.
And
you can, I can't remember.
I'm just more connected with it. Yeah. Coaching basketball, all the memories keep coming back as you keep hearing.
I just remember Angoon being good.
Yeah, they were real good.
Is that still the case?
Well, Angoon was really good, and Heidelberg was really, really good.
Yeah.
But it was Hoona that won. They had they had 2 really good guards and then a post.
Yeah.
And remember they beat Angoon, I think, went to triple overtime or something like that with Heidelberg. And it was just crazy that they got hot and did that. But now it's changed a lot, dude.
Yeah, it must have.
It's changed a lot.
Well, Klawock was good, for example.
Yeah, Klawock was real good. They won state back-to-back. But every team, and when we were playing in 2A, because there was no 1A, every team had someone who could handle the ball, a shooter, and some sort of inside presence. Now it's like if you get one guy who can really dribble, or like one player you can win regions with one player. And I don't know what the deal is. Let's see here. Yeah, Duke lost to Lehigh in the first round of 2012, and then in 2014 lost in the first round to Mercer.
Okay, back to back. It wasn't the same team, but
2 out of 3 years, because the next year, the year in between, they lost to Louisville in the regional final by 22. Duke was a 3 seed when they lost to Mercer.
I really started cheering for Duke because those really good teams with Dunleavy and Boozer.
Oh,
when they came out. I just loved those teams. I loved the way Shane Battier played.
Yeah, I loved those teams too, especially not knowing Carlos, but being up in Juneau when he was in school there and being friends with friends, and so he was there. Met him a few times. Good dude. Then that team beat Arizona in 2001. I was like, oh, Duke's good. I like Duke. And then it was Duke, Arizona. Like, what are the chances of that happening? And then Duke beats Arizona when I was a sophomore at U of A. And, man, we had, and I say we, I wasn't on the team, but Gilbert Arenas and Lauren Woods and Luke Walton. I already said that. Walton came off the bench. Gilbert Arenas, he was good. As soon as he got picked up by Adidas and was Agent Zero or whatever, and just crushing it. Signed a big, huge contract, and then had the gun on the team playing or something like that.
In the locker room, over like a poker game or something.
Yeah, it just got really weird.
Right. He was on the team playing. I was thinking.
I think it may have been both.
Was he to Washington? He went to.
Yeah, he was with the Wiz Dogs. Yeah, that was crazy. But he was fun to watch. He was good.
He was very good.
He was really good.
Absolutely. They had that tall guy that still is in the league. He played for the Cavs a couple years ago.
Channing Frye.
Yeah.
He was. He came in the year after that. So his my junior year, he was a part of that freshman crew that came in, and he was a good dude, tall. I think it was a lottery pick because he had he could shoot from the outside too. Ended up not being, a great role player, great glue guy, great, again, long career. Jefferson, real long career. He was out that 01 championship team appearance team. But, just because you're not, an all-star every year, you can still have a career for 15, 20 years. Andre Iguodala, he came in after Fry. He came in, I think, 2 years after Fry.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Who was the coach back then?
That was Lute Olson. He was there until 07 or 08 or something like that. But Gilbert Arenas. What do we got here? Suspended for most of the 2009-2010 season because of handgun violations, it's plural, stemming from an episode on Christmas Eve, and for subsequent actions that appeared to make light of the episode. And he was traded to the Magic. After the lockout, he was waived.
Yeah, that's right. I think he can't control himself on social media. I'm very plugged into that.
Yeah, you're very plugged into that. Yeah, that was... then he went and played in the Chinese Basketball Association.
Yeah, a lot of good players go there. Starbury.
He was so good, man.
He was so good.
Yeah. Oh, where'd he go? Stiff one.
Funny guy that went to China.
Oh, man. Yeah, shoot. They reinvent themselves over there a little bit, and why not? Shoot, man. If you can play ball, might as well do it. Might as well do it.
I think they still get paid.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the...
a couple million or something, Starbury. I don't know that.
Let's see. Chinese Basketball Association. I'm put in some... Yeah, grab some coffee, man. Salaries. Chinese Basketball Association salaries. I guess Jimmer Fredette's over there now, too?
That's right. That's what I was going to say.
He destroyed Arizona a couple of years ago. He put up like 40 or something like that in Arizona, and it was nuts. We got Marshall up 4 here with 3 minutes left on Wichita State, and this is kind of good.
Oh, there. Okay. What situation is that? This is for you.
That's what's. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Good. Well, make sure you get the bigger cup of coffee here. Stephon Marbury, $150 million in 13 NBA seasons. Went to China, won 3 championships, and became beloved in China.
Yeah, they like him.
Yeah. Well, he always seemed like a pretty decent dude. He didn't seem like he was a chowderhead, you know?
Yeah, I know. And he, I never understood why he got mocked for those shoes. I felt like the concept was sound.
Yeah.
What's wrong with trying to make an affordable shoe?
Yeah. If he tried to do that now, I don't think it's a big deal. But the first time people are trying to do that, it's a little different.
It could be, if you want to get conspiratorial, Nike probably railroaded him. I mean,
Yeah, who knows?
With their money.
Yeah. Yeah, conspiracy theories are great.
Back then, he was so heavily tatted that it seemed like he stood out. But now he'd be.
Yeah, well, it's weird. You look at marketing issues, and I've talked with some of the administrators at my high school about this, and just other people. There was a time when you had to worry about what you looked like in tattoos. And what your social media is like, but with so many people and we're researching into people's pasts so much, is there going to be a time where everyone has to be super cautious, or are we going to be so desensitized to it, it's not going to be a big deal? When like the neck tattoos in the NBA, there was a couple. Now it's no big deal. Kenyon Martin, got a lot of grief for having his
funny to me, and I judged.
Like, oh, it's gross. If you had one or two tats and whatever, but now we don't really care. I
don't like looking at it. I mean, I still think, man, you'll regret that. But maybe they won't because they have so much money, but they don't need a job.
Or hey, you know what? I really don't care. But if you're a kid, you got to kind of worry about that a little bit different. If you're trying to get hired and you have neck tats and you got the big gauges, when you're trying to heal those back up in your ears and it's just sagging. But people can do what they want. I don't care, but you should at least consider that. There's at least a conversation that you might want to have with yourself. I don't have any tats.
No, I don't either.
But I guess who is this guy? $2 million a year, 2014. Jordan Crawford
in China.
In $2 million. I'd take it.
Yeah.
If I had $2 million, I could. Oh, you remember Sheldon Williams from Duke?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was over there.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, these guys vanish where they go. They're not just going to stop playing. If you could pick up a game, who cares, man? $2 million, man. I don't know if I would buy a new boat. I probably would, but I don't know.
Why wouldn't you?
It's a skiff. I don't know. You buy your first boat, you kind of are connected to it.
Oh, you're attached.
It's not like your first car. Like my first car was a Ford Focus. I got rid of that happily. But, this is my first skiff.
No, absolutely. But I think that you buy a boat that you can put that skiff on the back with a crane. Oh. Yeah, $2 million. Then you don't have to.
That's true. But, it's an 85. We got to check out the wood. I got to put a new fuel line in. I was a poor boat owner and allowed just it to rain and snow on top of the tarp, and it got underneath, and it's just everything's frozen, gross. I have the battery out and everything else, and the fuel out, but man, just a pain, and it's kind of dirty right now. But gotta look at replacing that wood.
I've been told to better just not tarp it. Because
there's so much, it
seems like the tarp allows a lot of things to go wrong.
Yeah. Extra weight because it can't drain out.
Yeah.
But then if the drain gets clogged,
they'll do
that. It's a 1985, and it's the original wood on it. Those Boston Whalers really liked that wood look, and it was a couple years before they went to a different material, and so that wood is just getting hammered. So I gotta take it out, replace it, or. I was thinking about maybe taking out some of the wood, leaving it out, and just if you arrange where you could put a cooler in the middle, that way you don't have to sit where the designated seats are. If you put in that cooler and you arrange the cooler however you want, that way you're just sitting underneath where you're going to put the fish, and then you have all the load space you'd want in the front anyway. But I do want to put some sort of thing up in front for on the steering console. Because heading out to Naha, when it's cold, man, even a day like today, it's pretty like nice. A windbreaker, just something. And my hands get cold. I got 2 pairs of gloves on. It still just gets cold.
It's brutal.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't one. Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they're the first company to sell wireless service online only. They cut out the cost of retail stores and pass those sweet savings directly to you. For anyone who hates their phone bill, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. I was hesitant about having to get a new phone and a new phone number, but with Mint, you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone and your same phone number along with all of your existing contacts. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or for a family, and at Mint, families start at 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and to get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/waypoint. That is mintmobile.com/waypoint. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/waypoint.
That probably seems easy, right?
I would think so. We just got to replace the wooden console with something, maybe center it, or just put because that wood's getting kind of old. So if you put the windbreak on top of it, put the shield on top of it, you're just attaching it to old wood. So
no, I think put new wood on.
Yeah.
Like I told you, now that I have the wood shop, we could just, we could use that pattern and make another piece of wood.
Yeah.
It'd be enjoyable to kind of just trick them out a little bit.
Yeah.
I would like to put a phone charger, like a USB plug into mine, which must be fairly simple.
Yeah. You just got to run something to the back. Yours is all in the back, so I'm running it from the console back around, so it's got to get from that right side to the left, unless...
Yeah.
Could always just switch the sides of the battery.
I'm sure there's a place to tuck the wires and...
Yeah. Right now it's running underneath. There's this long cubby drawer thing, storage space, and it runs just underneath that. But yeah, we can figure that out.
I think I may know why my wiring caught on fire when we were...
Oh, yeah, do tell.
Apparently, if you leave the coils... Do you remember? He took basically the package of wire all tightly coiled together and plugged one end in and the other end in, and then the coils just sat there zip tied together.
Yeah.
I guess that builds heat.
Yeah. Since we're recording, I didn't even know if you knew that we were recording this whole time here.
I was very suspicious. We're talking weird. No.
Wanted to keep it as legit as possible. So we were out fishing. We've been out fishing for an hour. It was the second or third day we went out there.
It was second or third.
Co-hosts. On the way back in, pretty close to the dock, but also pretty close to
sunset.
Close to the
shore, anyways.
Yeah, and a little bit of smoke, a little bit of flame, real quick.
But the boat almost caught on fire.
Yeah. It's a dangerous thing, Rob, to have a boat catch on fire, a small skiff.
I've replayed that several times, and a lot could go wrong.
Yeah.
Because you got the fuel line right there next to the flame. And I imagine once that fuel line catches, you have I don't know, a quarter of a second, millisecond.
Not much.
Boat blows up.
Not much, but
maybe that's. I don't know. Somebody would have to tell us. I don't know if fuel could burn up an enclosed line in an enclosed tank or not.
Well, the thing it pretty much just burnt through. It wasn't like open flame for very long. It was it was so hot that there was a flame and then that was it. I'm not sure that it would have spread full on because there wasn't a fuel and there wasn't anything else for it to burn. So I think that was as bad as it could have been. But speaking of split second here, we got a close finish here.
Okay.
Marshall and Wichita State.
The Shockers.
The Shockers. We got the Shockers down 3 with 35 seconds left of the 4 seed. But yeah, that's the funny thing. I think one of the reasons why I don't care about the tournament as much or don't follow it as closely is just what we're talking about. Like there's so much else going on right now. I got the boat, I got the crab pots out. I want to go set some crab pots maybe today after practice. But there's just so many other
things, distractions from basketball, whereas basketball was a distraction from the California life. Now it's
often in Montana we'd have a foot of snow, just nothing going on.
Yeah,
great time to take off work.
It's hard to not be optimistic right now.
That mattered a lot less since I've moved to Ketchikan.
Yeah,
better things.
Yeah, this is fun though. Enjoy watching some games, but
official review.
Yeah. It's good that they have official review.
Man, this game could be a shocker.
But it really... I see what you did there. Yeah.
So...
Go off on the Genius switch. But, that's... You buy a used boat, too. You're not really sure how stuff's put together. It's a nice boat. It doesn't sink. It's got...
Exactly.
It's got a nice motor on it. The hull's in pretty good shape. It's got a nice little, bait station. Cool. Great, but how has it been taken care of? And it's a lot different than if you buy a vehicle that's still under warranty. You break down the side of the road versus, being out floating.
Absolutely. And I feel like I don't know as much about boats, so...
Yeah, it's a difference.
Boats are a little tricky.
Yeah. My buddy Kurt came up here last April for Steelhead. And on the way out, I had some extra gas. But I figured I'd just, once we got to where we were going, I'd just add the gas there for the way back. But we ran out of gas, I don't know, quarter mile at most from where we were going to dock. And there's just a little bit of air got into it, so I tried to restart it, and it wouldn't start. So we're just drifting. And the tide was going out, so we better start rowing to shore just in case. So we rowed to shore, and then you just had to wait for the air bubble to get out. Because the engine just wouldn't turn over.
Sure.
So there happened to be another boat that was going by and had a life jacket, so waved him down. But, we're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Pretty close to town, but close to town here is, 10 miles from anyone, and there's no cell phone reception. It was a nice day, but we heard wolves, which was kind of cool. But there happened to be another boat that was around there. He towed us back to the dock. By that point, the air had kind of worked itself out and started right up.
So he towed you right up to the dock, and you tried starting it, and it started?
It started right up. Felt real dumb. Super dumb. Yeah. But we ended up, I tried it so many times, I'd ended up flooding it, and it just,
Exactly.
So, but it just needed that time, the 20-minute tow back in there to work it out. But, it's a different thing. But I've gone up there a bunch by myself, taking the skiff out and then go steelhead fishing solo. And you don't really think about it. You have your life jacket and you tell people where you're going.
Tell people where you're going. Do you have a handheld radio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been advised to. Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right here.
Yeah. Yeah,
kind of a must.
Without question. I like the handheld held a lot better than having one that's on the skiff. If you have a boat, then but I like the handheld.
Do you unclip that and take it with you when you hike up?
Yeah. I also have an inReach GPS, so you can text like real things. Those spot locators where you can only do the preset things. I don't like those as much.
So yours, you can actually send
actual text. So if I have preloaded contacts, I can send exact text messages. I can also post stuff on Facebook, whatever I want. Yeah, so that's it's kind of like the old cell phone where you have to just there's 3 choices for each letter.
Oh yeah.
But all right, so here we go. Oh, and then a timeout. About ready to inbound after.
Oh, that's 36 seconds. I'll take. 10 minutes.
Because it was 30 whatever, and then they added a second 0.2 because it went out of bounds, and so now they.
I recognize that another kid from the Shockers. He's played for the last 10 or 12 years.
Yeah, the baldy guy. Seems like Purdue always has a guy that has no hair. But so this inReach thing is pretty. I'll grab it. It's got GPS, and so you can send your SOS, boom there, and then you use this to dial to navigate, and then you can also send your text messages from there.
So at great cost?
No, it's like $8 a month maybe. The thing itself costs $120, I think. There's no preloaded maps, and you can't get maps on it.
But you can't get Spot either.
What's that?
Spotties don't have maps.
No, Spot has pretty much nothing. And so this one is nice because you can say, hey, I'm going to be a little bit late or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, so that's super nice.
Can you charge your phone off of the USB port?
No.
The nice thing about it is that like 2 weeks after I bought it, InReach was bought by Garmin, so now it comes with maps. So I have the last possible model of that, and that stinks.
As usual, great timing.
Yeah. So inbound play here, Wichita State gives up a dunk. Down by 3.
But what happened?
Oh, he didn't tee him up, did he? No.
You can't tee him up. I don't care if he tears the backboard down.
No. Can
you take the cloud block off the screen? Or?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Jeff's got a big old window in the window covering the people's faces.
It's my cloud preferences.
So this guy's older than I am. Clear. I mean, he
looks older than you.
45.
Yeah, he looks 45. But yeah, he's not. All right, so they didn't call a timeout or a technical.
And they got the ball back. I mean,
Shockers have it. Marshall inbounded the ball, got a dunk, so they went from 3 to up 2. It only took like 2 seconds off.
Upset?
I don't know what's going on here. This is all the fluidity has gone from this game.
I think Marshall's gonna. No, you're right.
Marshall's up 35 seconds left.
That they scored so easily.
Yeah, it didn't take any time, but I don't know why they.
Why are they mad?
I don't know. I thought they were going to call hanging on the rim T, which is insane.
They may be calling something yet. The refs are still looking.
They can't do that. They called at the region championship game here, they called a flopping technical.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that called.
I've never seen that called. I know it's a thing, but especially in high school. But, yeah, flopping technical on this kid. The team whose kid was called on it, they ended up winning, so it wasn't a huge deal. But, it was late fourth quarter, and you call the flopping tech.
Well, my brother, so in high school they played a team that had one stud. And their strategy, because he was nearly unstoppable, was to try to draw fouls on him. And so the coach told him, just go in there and take charges. And, you get kind of fed up, but that's not really fair play.
Yeah.
And so they did. They teed him up for flopping because they were not good flop. They'd stand there, and if the kid got close, they'd leap backwards. And
I don't.
You gotta beat them fairly.
Yeah.
I didn't like that was the coach's advisory. But anyways, I saw that called correctly in that situation.
Yeah. There's a difference between strategy and trying to work the system. Strategy is, okay, this person we can't stop, so we're going to send 2 people at him. We're going to double team. We're going to, those sort of things are our strategy, where I don't like the...
Yeah.
There are teams where, like with the Seattle Seahawks and their defensive backs, they're not going to call a pass interference every time, but do it every time and make the official. So you're essentially, it's strategy, but... Yeah,
that's more strategy than flopping.
But it's like the other side of it. You're being overly aggressive, knowing that they're not going to call pass interference every single play, and so you're getting away with things that you shouldn't be getting away with because your strategy is to do what you know you can't do, or it's a penalty, but you are trying to get away with it by
pushing the edge,
forcing the issue there. Same thing with fouling. Some teams be super aggressive, force them to call a hand check on every possession. And it's messed up. All right, so we got Shockers ball finally. See how long? I don't know, man. On 5 with 30 left. That's it. Where are you going? Old guy for 3.
That's who they wanted. That's what
they did not call it foul.
Oh, down low.
Called him a push. Yeah, he drove to the baseline. He was trying to kick it to the corner.
It's not even that bad of a foul for Marshall. It's not a good foul, but.
Yeah.
Oh, is that where they called it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they don't even get a shot.
No, there's a 1-on-1.
Oh, yeah, 1-on-1.
That guy fouls out.
It was a bad foul.
Yeah, that's a tough foul to make because it didn't force a turnover. It wasn't a lot of contact.
Well, a couple more timeouts here.
Yeah, I'm just going to drag this out as much as possible.
I can tell if a guy's going to hit a free throw just by looking at him.
All right. So is this guy going to... Has he got this or not? He looks pretty confident.
It's rare. He's going to make the first one and miss the second. You don't see that a lot. But
no. Well, you really don't see miss the first one. Offensive rebound.
Oh, they got the shot.
Miss.
That's bold to go for the bank in there on the 3.
Miss. Oh, not even close. Offensive rebound. Bricks. 2 offensive rebounds, and now it's their ball here. This is the best way to make the last 30 seconds exciting. Give up offensive rebounds and more shots.
Yeah.
And we don't have to worry about the fouling and the free throws. You can just miss shots and make it frantic.
It's really not fair to, well, you're a coach, but I feel as watching as a spectator, it's not fair to scream about these offensive rebounds when the guy throws one that doesn't hit the box. Like if they heave a 3 and it just caroms wild.
That's tough, yeah. You're anticipating a shot that's going to
so they gave up those rebounds because they just chucked 2 terrible
There's
bricks.
Long shots, long rebounds, and there's chucks off the backboard.
There's just randomness. Yeah. Often the guy is boxing out perfect, and it's such a brick that, you know.
Yeah. You get
without fail, the announcers will say something to the effect of rookie mistake. Not.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't exactly like they were standing around, and it wasn't exactly like Wichita State's not desperate for the ball, so it's going to be that level. And you don't want to foul.
You can't say they want it more or anything like that.
You
a break, a luck.
Because how stupid would you call someone on Marshall for fouling? Why would you foul in that situation?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you just said he's got it. Yeah.
You should just let him have the board.
Yeah.
Really, they can have all the 2-pointers they want at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah, you got 15 left, so if you give up a 2, that's not as bad because you just got to get the ball in bounds. So shockers now. Still down 5.
So are you going for a quick 2, or I feel like you have to shoot a 3?
Well, that was the thing. They offensive rebound, and they kept kicking it out. Yeah, you needed a 2 at some point, or you needed a score at some point. So making it all about the 3, now you're just so much time. Turnover. Yeah. Turnover. Big dude got the rebound in the kill zone. If he goes up and he scores that was about 20 seconds ago. So there was 25 seconds left, and he scores it. It's a 3-point game. You have a lot more time, but chucking threes.
I think they're in trouble here. I think, unless Marshall turns it over on the inbounds.
That's the same thing if you're down 1. Some people play for a 3-pointer, or they end up taking the last shot as a 3, or if it's a tie game, going for a 3. But those rhythm threes, man, and if they see that game or the day before, a guy hits a big 3 to win the game, you wonder if that's kind of subconsciously in their head.
To try to get.
I'd rather make a massive 3 than risk missing a layup or contact, or I don't know.
Could you tell me where Marshall is?
Ohio.
Oh, I wouldn't have known that.
Well, I'm not sure that I do know that. I just said you just got to say it with such a.
Well, you're a teacher. You practice that
sternness.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
How about Wichita State?
Kansas.
I was going to guess Indiana.
Oh, Marshall. Oh, no, I knew Marshall was in West Virginia. I don't know what I was thinking. I knew it was in West Virginia.
I didn't know anything was in West Virginia.
Everything was in West Virginia. This is where, oh my God, I've seen the movie. We Are Marshall. I knew that was in West Virginia. I'm upset at myself for not knowing that.
How about Wichita State?
I said Kansas, but I think it's in.
I think they're right next to a bunch of Indiana.
Man, I can't believe I knew it was in West Virginia. It's not a huge deal. I'll be fine. Wichita State is in Wichita, Kansas, which makes a lot of sense because if there was a Wichita, a different Wichita.
Well, I don't know.
I'm sure there's a different Wichita. Well, I knew Wichita, Kansas. You just know that that's in Wichita.
Well, if you need a topic for another show, you could just work your way through the bracket and see if you can.
Well, let's do that. Let's go. Where's Lipscomb?
I gotta think I could get like half of them right.
Where's Lipscomb?
I wouldn't. It'd be.
Well, you got to guess. You have a 1 in 50 chance.
North Carolina.
No. This one maybe makes sense. Tennessee. Nothing says Tennessee like Lipscomb.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's good.
I couldn't tell you what their mascot is. But
No. What else we got? It's a faith-based liberal arts institution dedicated to challenging students academically, spiritually, and as global community citizens, which is kind of a standard,
generic.
It's a private Christian college, but everything else is kind of the standard spiel when it comes to, let's make a game out of this.
Okay, give me half the bracket. We'll go back and forth and keep score. Okay, what region are you in?
Okay, let's go to the Charlotte, North Carolina region. So are we going to do, like, I ask you a...
Well, you don't have the answers, is that right?
No, I do not have the answers. I'm going to have to
just go back
Google
and forth, and I'll keep score.
Back and forth. Okay, so we're just going to go down it.
Yeah.
So you get Creighton. I don't get Creighton.
That's right.
Or do we both get a shot at Creighton?
Oh, chance to steal type format?
Chance to steal. So it's your question. If you don't get it, I can steal.
Which is easy.
Okay.
If we did that. Okay, I like that.
Right.
We're starting with Creighton?
We'll go with Creighton.
Indiana.
You say Indiana? Wait, we can't do steal because I got to check the answer. Doesn't make any sense.
Chance to steal before you check the answer, and then if you're wrong and I'm right.
Let's just give it one at a time. So it's either right or wrong for you.
Yeah, okay.
Creighton. You said where?
Indiana. With almost no confidence.
Omaha, Nebraska. I did not know that one. I could have guessed, but no. So no points there.
Yeah, no points awarded.
Next one down, Davidson. It's North Carolina, right?
Is that yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
Davidson, that's where Steph Curry played? I thought that was in California.
No, definitely not. I'm saying North Carolina, and I am correct. It's in Davidson, North Carolina.
Oh, man. I should get penalized probably for...
Maybe. So I had Arizona, Buffalo. We're kind of familiar with those. Loyola, Chicago. We know that one. Wright State.
Boy. Well, it's right.
Wright State.
Can you call yourself state if you're not a state? What's with these...
You're getting some good ones, too. Okay, well...
Wright State is... I'm just going to stick with North Carolina.
The vast majority of these are like East Coast type schools. You don't see a lot of random ones out west because of population density.
We should have done mascots. I mean, Wright State.
Wright State.
Oh, wait. Wright Brothers.
Ooh, look at you. Trying to
help me.
Work your way through it.
Indiana.
You're saying Indiana? No. Ohio.
Maybe that is worse.
It is in Dayton, Ohio. So you are 0 for 2.
So Dayton, Ohio has the Flyers and the Wright.
Makes sense.
Pattern there.
Yeah. Which North Carolina is the first in flight state. So I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of conflict there. There probably is. I think I heard somewhere or read somewhere or dreamed somewhere that North Carolina is claiming that they were the state in which flight was created or whatever, but like another one says that no, it was happened in our state, so maybe that's...
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. Nevada, Texas, we know. Cincinnati, Georgia State, Xavier.
Oh, Xavier's. You'll get it because you...
Ohio. Right?
Seems wrong to me.
It seems
should be in the,
seems Philly.
The ACC?
Philly.
Yeah.
I want to say Philly.
I think
but this is mine, yeah. So I'm saying Philly.
No, Philly is not a state. That's a city. So you still got...
No, gosh, dang it. It's in Cincinnati. I know it's in Cincinnati.
Okay, what state is that?
I said Cincinnati, and then I said Philly.
We're going states.
Which one am I... When am I...
I think Philly was your strongest answer.
That was my strongest answer, but it's the wrong one. Right. I went to Philly because I was stupid. I was thinking...
And you talked to me.
I was thinking of some other Atlantic 10 school.
Yeah, there's another school.
Xavier's definitely in Cincinnati. I knew 1,000% that it was, but I got it wrong because I changed it. I knew it was right. It's in Cincinnati, Ohio, but I changed it to Philly.
Only one person has got one right so far. It's 4-1.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, but I should have got that one. I should be up 2-0. I'm just.
I wouldn't have got it.
Texas Southern, easy. Mizzou. So it's your turn, right? Florida State, Ohio, South Dakota State. UNC, Houston, San Diego State, Montana.
Oh, Houston, that should be mine because that's
no, you don't get that. That's too easy.
Not named after the state.
We already went. Okay, Lipscomb's yours. No. Providence,
Rhode Island.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer. 1-1.
That's pretty easy though. Like, I don't know if that really counts. But I'll give it to you. Because you had two difficult ones. Lipscomb got ruined. So it's my turn. Radford.
Oof. I think I know it.
No, you don't. I'm gonna say Radford.
I'm gonna write it down so you can't claim that I.
Okay, I'm gonna say Connecticut.
Illinois. I know I've heard of Radford, Illinois.
Radford College.
Radford, Connecticut sounds right, too, though.
We were both wrong. Virginia. That sounds right.
Huh.
Yeah. So there you go. I missed that one. It's funny that when you Google it, and on the right side there's a little picture of like the most majestic building, and then a map. Each one of these maps is like Radford University, Lipscomb University, and then right next to it's a little Starbucks thing. Little
That's
Starbucks
the most majestic building.
Well, no, it's got the it's got the map of what's around the college, and there always happens to be a Starbucks circling.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So now it's your turn. What are we at?
We went Murray State and
Murray State,
Texas.
Murray State. You're saying Texas. Is it tied? Still tied 1-1 right now?
It's tied 1-1. We're running out of schools.
Let's see. Murray State. Whoa. Was that right?
I'm just hoping I get Gonzaga and I can blow this thing wide open.
That was interesting because there was Murray State College and there's Murray State University. They're in different states. What did you say about what did you say? You said it was Texas? No. Murray, Kentucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
These are random. So it's interesting. A lot of these, they might play Kentucky in the tournament. Me and you wouldn't know that that's a huge
No,
deal.
like it's just your little brother down the road or little sister down the road, according to them. But Murray State College is in Oklahoma, for what it's worth there. So it's my turn, right?
That's right.
Ah, man. I need to know this. St. Bonaventure. My brother played basketball at George Washington University.
They're called the Bonnies.
And so I know I'm really familiar with a lot of teams in that old Atlantic 10 conference at the late 90s, early 2000s. So I know exactly.
That was on TV that he played.
Yeah. But none of the schools none of them were identified by a location.
Right.
It's all like this. So St. Bonaventure. I know he went to Philadelphia a lot.
We're back to Philadelphia again.
I know. That's like a default. If when in doubt, choose Philly. St. Bonaventure. I'm going to say Philly. Just guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't even have a guess.
St. Bonaventure University is in New York. I think I knew that. Well, I obviously didn't know that, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's in New York. Okay. It's actually in St. Bonaventure, New York. No. Whoa. Yeah. Acceptance rate is 70%. Total enrollment 2,000. So, in-state tuition, 30,000
a year.
Per year. What was you went to Montana State?
Yeah,
started
I would
there.
say
What was
I
that?
probably paid $6 or something, and then I think it was cut in half because of a Western undergraduate exchange.
Dirt cheap back in the day.
Certainly not dirt cheap at that time. I mean, my dad, I carried quite a debt.
Yeah.
When I graduated, or did not graduate, when I quit.
You dropped out.
When I dropped out, I carried quit.
Well, you
dropped out sounds like quit. I like quit because it was my decision.
Yeah.
Maybe dropped out was your decision.
Yeah. Well, it's depending on also what you're going into. It's funny that people always like to quote people. Well, Bill Gates didn't finish all these. This person was unbelievably driven. They had a thing. And they had drive. It's not like you ordinary person who's lazy and has no idea. You're not going to just accidentally do.
I was just getting ready to say that.
Okay, this is yours.
Gonzaga, be Gonzaga.
Stephen F. Austin.
Oh, yeah, Texas. Absolutely.
Really?
You bet.
By the way, Stephen Hawking died.
Yeah, man, I can.
So, you're right, Texas.
2-1.
Texas, 2-1. 2-1. Let's see. Butler.
Ooh.
Indiana.
Yes, I agree. I think that's the one I was thinking of.
That was an easy one. So give me my point.
You got it?
Give me my point.
I was waiting for you to check it.
No. I did check it, and yes, it is.
All right.
Hoosiers, movie Hoosiers. Is that the best?
I did not. I have watched it. I have no memory of it. I'm the wrong one to talk movies with.
Okay. It's a good one.
I think I remember watching it and being underwhelmed because everybody liked it so much.
That's the hard thing. If ever other people have seen it and say it's really good, then automatically you think, no. If you're going to start out a story with, I have the best story, I automatically don't want to listen. If you say, oh, the funniest thing happened, I'm not going to believe you. I'm now looking for holes in your theory that what happened to you is the funniest thing that did in fact ever happen.
Correct. I totally subscribe to that. Absolutely.
You have to start off with so there I was, or, hey, man, here's a story.
Yep.
Yeah. But if you start off with expectations, and, the funniest movie is this, I'm not
well,
about
the
it.
worst is when you have a funny joke and, like, say your wife or your friend says, oh, tell him that hilarious joke.
Oh, then it's thrown.
You're just you have no chance.
No chance. No. Oh, you got to listen to this. No. You've set me up for failure. The whole point is not to laugh. The whole point is for you to look stupid. So then you try to, because everything is the energy of that moment. And you can't artificially create that moment.
Yeah.
The timing was great, and you preyed upon the timing. And no, so good.
So better just to pick at one of your worst jokes and just...
Yeah. Oh, that's not the one I was thinking of. Yeah, that's what you get. Put me on the spot. Seton Hall.
Oof. I will know it once you say it. I think it's in North Carolina.
I'm thinking more of a Philadelphia sort of.
One of these is in Philly, and
it's not Seton Hall. Seton Hall is in New Jersey.
Oh wow! Okay.
Did you know that New Jersey has banned the hunting of black bear?
I'm surprised they have black bear.
They have one of the highest concentrations of black bear in the U.S. Massive black bears. Yeah. I thought that New Jersey was just all concrete, but apparently it is not.
So, yeah, they banned it, and are you...
Because it's no longer socially acceptable to hunt bear. So
so their reasons aren't management or anything like that. Their reasons are political.
Yeah. The governor was like, nah, we're not going to do that anymore. Same thing they did in British Columbia, where you can't hunt grizzly bears anymore. It's no longer socially acceptable. So, you know what you're going to have, perhaps, Rob, is that since no one is paying money to go hunt black bear, the black bear will probably be able to reproduce without having any sort of consequence because nothing is going to kill them. There's likely going to be encounters with humans.
Yeah, they'll just move in the city and start eating the trash.
Yeah. In which case, there will be taxpayer dollars. People then have to pay someone to take care of the bears, kill them, relocate them, whatever them, rather than hunters pay for it. It happened in California, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to do something. There's a black bear is getting into the trash in city, and it's a dangerous thing. So Department of Fish and Game is going to have to deal with it. So taxpayer dollars are going to go to someone to have to take care of the bears rather than allow people who want to. Anyway, where are we at here?
Ideally, the bear would then eat the governor. But these problems never solve themselves like that.
Yeah, it's
they never have to deal with the problems they create.
It's a nice theoretical thing. It's I don't like, and if you watch a hunting show, when that arrow ate him up, and they're really excited about the killing part. That kind of makes it look bad. But
it hurts our cause.
Yeah, if I really enjoy the feeling of not outsourcing something like I'm going to go get my food myself. I'm really excited with the experience that I'm not paying someone to grow food for me and then kill it for me. I'm doing it myself, and that's the excitement. But it's a weird thing. If you say I love hunting or I enjoy hunting, it's different than I enjoy killing. But it's to someone who doesn't know what that feeling is like, it's hard to explain.
Oh, they can't distinguish between the two.
Yeah.
I agree. All they see of hunting is those shows.
Yeah, and it's
and see where you're going with that.
You can get if you're in an urban setting and you've never experienced anything near that, and all you see is the shows or has represented on social media. Then I can get how someone could be, but you just got to be open-minded enough to say, I'm sure it's not really like that. Maybe it's not. I don't know, question it a little bit. Let's see where we at here. Is it your turn or my turn?
I think you just scored 2-2. I think.
No, you had Seton Hall and missed it.
Okay.
Or did I have Seton Hall and missed it?
Seton Hall and
you missed it.
Certainly we missed it. I missed it. I went North Carolina.
Missed it. Okay. Clemson for me. That was in South Carolina. South Carolina. I know that for sure. Because my brother played South Carolina, and I went with the team down there to South. That's the only time I've been to South Carolina.
I was kind of upset you got Clemson, but I wouldn't have guessed South Carolina, so I guess
South Carolina. In Clemson, South Carolina. The first time I'd ever been to a Waffle House was in South Carolina.
Did you get to see a fight?
No, I did not. We went in the regular morning, not the 2 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
They give you grits without even asking. Like North Carolina, if you go get a pulled pork sandwich, you get sweet tea. With your napkins. They don't even... It's like the cultural food thing. It's expected that you're going to want a sweet tea, and it's expected that you want grits.
No problem with that.
No.
So what would we give somebody then?
It's just what I was trying to think, but there isn't really any sort of...
to do something.
There's not like a deep-rooted cultural whatever. It'd be maybe a... I think it's different maybe because there's restaurants up here, but it's... You don't have like a chain that would... And they're certainly not going to give you... Because grits it's pretty cheap. Yeah. Like, of course you want your side of halibut here, which is $20 bucks a pound normally, but here you go. Here's your
that
whatever.
Is part of the problem. Our stuff actually tastes good.
Yeah. This one's an easy one. Auburn. This is for you.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
You want to turn the recorder off?
Really? You don't know this one?
Auburn. It's...
You have to think college football in this.
Possibly even a state capital.
You would have to think rivalry, and then as soon as you think rivalry in college football, you're like, oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's... I mean, they rival Alabama, but I don't think it's in Alabama. I think it's right across the line. I'm going to go Georgia, finally.
You're going to go wrong. Who are they rivals with?
Alabama.
Yeah. Why would they be? That's true. It could be. They're in Auburn, Alabama.
Can't miss Auburn.
No.
And you got that
can't.
for the steal.
Yeah.
I mean, you were adamant. So 3-2.
3-2. You're gonna give me that steal.
Well, I felt like you knew it.
Okay. Texas Christian. Syracuse. It's too easy. I didn't know Syracuse
for many years, but
I'm not even gonna take that one. Dang it.
What threw me off was that they're the Orangemen.
Now they're just the orange. I think they dropped the man.
Yeah.
I think they're just the orange.
That always threw me off because I was assuming they had to be down in wherever Auburn is.
Yeah. There's 2 left.
Okay.
Me and then you.
Okay.
Bucknell.
Oh, you can just walk off here once you get Bucknell.
Oh, man. They beat Arizona at Arizona in the first round of the NIT one year.
A fun team, too. I really enjoyed that team.
I don't know. They're east, but not super east. I think they're like Middle East. Bucknell. I'm not going to get this.
No. I mean...
I'm not going to get it. I'm going to say... This is going to sound... Ohio.
Yeah, that was going to be my guess, too, honestly. Midwest sounding. You got the Buckeyes. Why not the Bucknells?
The Bucknells, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
All right, well,
that was wrong.
I can tie it up here.
Yeah. Iona.
Oh, man. Are they the Gales?
No, I don't think they are.
Iona. Well, I'm just going to say Philadelphia to try to beat you at your own game.
Beat me at my own game, and you'd be wrong. That is in New York.
Okay.
4-year Catholic college in New York. So I ended up winning, what was the score?
3-2.
3-2 of all the teams that are not related to a state.
20% maybe?
Yeah, 15, not good.
20%?
Not real good, though.
Much worse than I thought.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There that is.
Yeah.
So we got Butler and we got Arkansas now, but I'm not really interested in this game. Let's go check out the boat. You want to go look at things up?
Very much.
All right, man. Good. Thanks everybody for listening. Make sure you go to the mediocrealaskan.com. Check out content there, and we'll talk to you later.